All right, you've made it to the final lesson of the blues solo course, lesson number 10. We're sticking with pattern number 5, and we're just adding the blue notes to turn it from the minor pentatonic scale into the blues scale. And this time we have 2 blue notes to add, one on the G string and one on the E string. And let's get to it, a little exercise incorporating just walking up and down the scale. And then we'll learn a couple more riffs, and we'll finish off this blues course. We'll finish it off, and that'll be that. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do, is we're gonna play, just go through the scale. So it goes 12, 15, 12, 13, 14, 13, 15, 13, 15, 16, back to 15, 13 on the E. There's our root on the B string. 15, 13. Then on the G, we're going to go 14, 13, 12. And then 15. And resolve on our root, the 12. And then we'll play some minors and some 7th chords. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back down. And minor. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back down. Minor. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back down. And the 7th. 1, 2, 3, 4. And down. And the 7th. Okay, and of course, as you're going, you know, if you're going to play it in E, starts at that root. So, and then F and G, it works its way up and down. And like I've said before, I would pick one key a week and work on that. Now, if you look at all your PDFs, you'll see that I have put the major scale pattern and the minor scale and the blues scale on there. So it's a good idea that you'll want to work on both of them at the same time. So the major scale, if I was in E, and then I would go ahead and do the minor scale and the blues scale. And you can play the major chord too, or the minor, it's up to you. But just pick a key a week and practice all, well now it would be 10 scales that you know. And you know 3 variations of chords. You know the major, if we were in D, the major, minor, and the 7th. And you know it. Here too, major, here 2, major, 7th, and minor. And if you were gonna, it's hard to play it up there, but say we were in G, you know, here's G major, G minor, G7. So now you have a lot of different ways to play chords up and down the neck, and you have a lot of patterns. Okay, let's get to our 2 riffs to finish off this lesson, and we'll be back here. And that's our first one. Let's not play, okay, so it goes 12 to 15, 12, 13, 14. And then back to 12, 12 on the G and 12 on the D. Again. You could go back and play, you know, 12, 13, 14, 13, 12. And then hit 15 and 12 on the top. So there's variations that you can do with that. Okay, that's enough. You could played it 4 times total, and I didn't resolve it until it's just phrasing, repeating the phrase. Okay, that's a nice one. And now our final one will be start on the 13, the 15, the D note. D, D, D. And it's going to go, this is what it sounds like. And this is a longer one, so we're going to break it up. It's actually more than one riff, but this is kind of a deluxe riff for the end. Okay, so you repeat this riff twice. It's 15 on the B, the root note, 13 on the E, 15 on the E, 16 on the E, 15, back to 13, and then 15. And you repeat that twice. Okay, and then to end it, you do the same thing that you have been doing. You go from 15B, 13 on the E, 15 on the E, 16 on the E. Back to 15, back to 13. So again, we're going to do this twice. And now the third time. Again. 16, 15, 13. And then we go 15, 14 on the B string. Okay, again, so 2 times doing this. And then finally, so 15, 13 on the B, and then you go 14, 13, 12. So just the walk down. $14, $13. So from the beginning, this 2 times. And then we so you've went 14, 13, 12. You're going to go 13, 12 again. And then 15 on the D string, and then resolve it on the 12, the D on the D string. And that's just reminiscent. You don't have to play it just like that, but it's just a nice little, it's kind of like you're ending the solo and you're coming to resolution. You're up here on the high. There's a lot of different ways you can do it. It's just an example of what you can do. It's just a nice little thing, pretty simple too, not much to it. And while you're just fiddle-faddling around, so you see there, I just did something different where I went from 15 to 13, and then slid up from 15 to 16. Try that again. So I just made a little variation there on the B and the E strings, a little different, something else. So just play around with it, play around with the scales, and have fun with it. Really, the best way to end that would be, instead of going from the 15 to the 12, it would be better going from 10 to 12. It would just sound better, But we're practicing this pattern, so I didn't want to get outside of that. Okay, so that'll do it for lesson number 10. I've hoped that you've enjoyed these baritone blues lessons. If you have, please support the channel with the Buy Me a Coffee link. And I think that about does it. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer the questions. I'm going to take a bit of a break now from the lessons, and so I'll probably start another set of lessons in April, is what I'm thinking. But it's time to just take a little time and figure out what we want to learn next. So if you have something that you want to focus on, throw it out there, and if there's enough interest in one certain thing, then we can look at that. Okay, so keep on playing the blues, practice both your major and minors, and have fun playing. learning, expanding what you know on the ukulele. Until I see you again, take care and keep on playing.